What's happening? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be making another beat on the MPC by sampling some vinyl, and we're moving away from the Japanese stuff. I've got this Melody Stewart record, and there's a track on here I'm going to sample. Has a kind of cool disco soul vibe. I picked this record up in a shop called Skydiver in Collingwood, which is a cool little record store slash coffee shop. Definitely advise you check it out. I'm going to get this loaded into the MPC now and we'll get cooking. So the track off this record that I'm going to sample is called I Must Say Goodbye, and this was actually flipped already by Harry Fraud, I think back in like the early 2010s. I know he flipped it, so I'm going to have to come different from the way he's done it, but yeah, I'll try my best. Yeah, nice. I think I got everything I need from that. So I'm in the MPC now, got my sample loaded in from the vinyl. I'm going to start finding my chops on this. So this is the section of the track that I'm going to work with. So I'm going to process that. I'm going to extract, because I feel like there's some stuff in the sample that I might use for an intro or an outro later on. So I'll keep that. Just extract this bit out just now. Hit do it. And we've got our sample right here. So I've got my section taken out now. What I'm going to do is go through and make my chops. So as you can hear, we've got the kicks and the snares in there, so I'm just going to chop at the kicks and the snares that I want to use. So I'm just going to go through and do that just now. So I've got all my chops in that I want to use now. I'm just going to go through and tighten all the chops and make sure they're hitting on the points that I want them to. Okay, so that took me forever, but I think I've got my chops in place now, and they sound like this. So that's all my chops. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to throw the zero snap on to get rid of any unwanted clicks or pops on my chops. That rhymed. And now I want to convert this to a new drum program using slices. Do it. Okay, so I'm in the home page now, and I've got my chops into a new drum program. So what I want to do now is find out the BPM of the original sample. So I'll go into my sample edit. I'll go to the original sample. I'm going to play this on a loop. And then I'm just going to tap this out. Cool, so we'll see what that's saying. It's saying about 77 BPM. So what I'll do is I'll just set that to 77. Do it. So what I'll do now is I'll record my sample chops at 77 BPM and we'll see if they fit, and if not, I'll have to readjust the BPM. So let's do that. So this is at 78 BPM. What I'm going to do is pitch it down and try find a new tempo and a new pitch that I like. Yeah, so I think I like it at 70 BPM. It's got more of a laid back vibe if you hear it. Sounds cool to me. So I think what I want to do now is process the sample a bit and get it sounding a bit nicer for the mix. So I'm going to do EQ filter, air kill EQ, try the no kick drum preset. I like the way that sounds because I'm going to be throwing my own drums in there. So next I want to take a bit of the transient off the snare. So what we'll do is we'll do program edit samples, envelope. I'm going to start messing with the attack. Set that about 50, and it just takes the transient off the snare, so when I throw in my own drums it's going to be, you know, not clashing with that. I use the kill kick drum preset on the kill EQ, so I'll have space for my own kick, and now by doing this I'm going to have space for my own snare. Cool, so yeah, process the sample a bit better. What I'm going to do now is get some drum sounds I like and put in a drum beat. I bought Beat Butcher's Filth 7 kit like a month ago or something. I've actually not, I don't think I've used it in a beat yet, so I'm going to get that up. Got this kick. I like this snare, I don't want anything that's too slapping, so that sounds pretty good to me. Even that kick might be too hard, but I'll just bring it down in the mix. So, got my kick. Get some hi-hats in there now. I think that complements the main sample quite well. Loaded that in. Maybe now I'll try to find some sort of open hat. Yeah, that sounds pretty good with the sample, so I'll load that open hat in, and then let's see if we get some perk angle. Oh, these all sound mad. I'll take the sparkles, but no, I don't like the sound of any of those. Cool, so I've loaded in this little tom as well, so I've got kick, snare, hat, open hat, tom, little sparkle thing. Cool. Cool, so I've got my drum sounds loaded into my drum rack now. I'm going to lay down a drum beat, so I'm going to want to get this going to 4 bars, so I will double length this sequence just now. That's we got 4 bars, so I'm going to record this in piece by piece. I'll do my snare first. Right, I've got my snare in. I'm going to put my kick in just now. Just turn it down in the mix a bit. So I'm going to overdub this, record that in. Just go in and fix some of those. So now I've got the kick and the snare in, I'm going to record my sample chops over the way I want them to. I just had the first 4 chops in as a placeholder. So what I'll do is I'll go in and I'll take them out just now. So cut them out. I'm going to go for double length again, 8 bars, because the idea for the chops I've got in mind is going to be 8 bars. So set that to 8 bars, 70 BPM. We'll get ready to record this in. So that's the 8 bars recorded in. I'm going to tighten up the chops a little bit just so it sounds more cohesive. So I'm just going to go in and do that just now. So I think I've picked out a bass sound that I like. Nice jazz bass. So I'm just going to record something super simple in here, just to add a bit low end back into the track. So I'll do that now. Right, so I've got my drums and my bass line down, got the sample chops in. I just want to add some effects over the top of it just to tie it all together. So I know I got that wind chimes that I pulled out from when I was getting my drums, so I'm going to record that in when the chord changes in the sample. So I'll do that just now. Okay, so I've got that sounding the way I want to. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go back through the sample and I'm going to find a section to make an intro for this beat. Okay, so I've got the section in here that I want to use as my intro. I think this will be good just before the beat drops in. Cool, so I'll extract that, new sample 2. So I've got my section that I'm going to use for the intro. Starts riding in at a lower BPM, so once I've pitched it, it's 66 BPM, and the loop and everything I've been working with is at 70, so I'll just change this for the second sequence and I'll record this in. Yeah, so I've got my intro in now, I've got my main sequence. So yeah, I think I'm pretty much done with this beat just now. It's turned out pretty chill, quite like it. So all that's left to do is let it run for you, and I'll see you in the next video.